A very good morning to Mr. Vijayan, our lecturer, and to the spectators. Today, I am here in front of you all to fulfill the requirements of Task 2, Presentation of Essay Outline, which is an individual work and allocates 20% of marks. The title of this presentation is A Trip to the Future, so is the title of my essay. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I go in details on the content of my essay, let me enlighten you with what is an essay outline as well as the background of my essay. Ladies and gentlemen, essay outline. So, essay outline is defined as a direct and clear map of an essay. It shows what each paragraph will contain, in what order paragraphs will appear, and how all the points fit together as a whole. Most outlines use bullet points or numbers to arrange information and convey points. Outlining is a vital part of the essay planning process, where it allows the writer to understand how he or she will connect all the information to support the thesis statement and claims of the paper. It also provides the writer with a space to manipulate ideas easily without needing to write complete paragraphs. Ladies and gentlemen, thus, as the essay that I have written is a descriptive essay, the format is a bit different. When thinking about descriptive essay, a structured paper outline is your golden ticket. Not only does it help you organize the thoughts, but it will also help your essays flow better. So, ladies and gentlemen, a descriptive essay should be composed of the following. First, an introduction. So in this introduction, there will be the hook sentence and the context or background information. What is hook sentence? Hook sentence is, although the entire paper should be full of exciting and vivid descriptions, grabbing the reader's attention from the very beginning is ideal. That is the use of hook sentence. Background information, where the writers tell the readers what they are about to describe and explain why it is crucial to you, where they will give a brief context in the paper. Moving on to body paragraphs. So these body paragraphs are main points of the essay. So body paragraphs will contain topic sentence, sensory details, actual details. So these sensory details and actual details are supporting details that are required in an essay. As usual, topic sentence, what you want to talk about in that paragraph as a whole, and the sensory details and actual details are supporting details to the topic sentence. And then finally, ladies and gentlemen, a conclusion. The conclusion is the summary of all the main points that is stated in the essay, and finally end it with a clincher statement. What is a clincher statement, ladies and gentlemen? So the clincher statement is the final sentence that reinforces the paper's overall purpose or leaves your audience with an intriguing thought, question, or even quotes. And ladies and gentlemen, the essay that I chose to write was a recount essay, where I was required to write a recount of a week trip into the future, where I am chosen by a prestigious university to board their amazing creation, a time machine, to explore the future, and the essay should be about 2,000 words. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a descriptive essay, by the way. So the format mentioned earlier is used to successfully create an outline for this recount. Ladies and gentlemen, before I go into the details of the content of my essay, let me explain first on what is a recount. Recount writing is a style of writing that recalls an event or an experience. They are usually based on the experience of the writer, and therefore they are most often told from the first person. But this isn't always the case, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes they are also told on behalf of someone else. A recount is also told in the past tense, where the event or experience had already happened. For example, if you were describing an experience to a friend, it would make sense for you to say it was the best day ever rather than it is the best day ever. As well as this, recounts are usually told in chronological order. That means the events are described in the order they happen. This helps the reader or listener to understand what's going on, and to make this clearer, writers can use adverbs like firstly, next, then, and finally to signal the order of events to the reader. So that is what basically a recount is all about, ladies and gentlemen. And let's move to the next slide, where, ladies and gentlemen, this book was my most inspirational source of this creation of the essay. This book bears the same title as my recount, which is A Trip to the Future. Let me give a short synopsis of the book. This sci-fi approach to non-fiction will take readers on an exciting journey into the future using cutting-edge science from today to imagine the world of tomorrow. From floating cities to colonies on far-off planets, each spread will take the reader further and further from home. Stunning full-page spreads create an immersive feel while the text paints a picture of the possibilities ahead and some surprising achievements already made. So ladies and gentlemen, so this book really gave me an advanced imagination of the future that no one has ever seen before. So this book has opened my eye and eased now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's move to the contents of my recount, where we will begin with the introduction, where I have separated the introduction into two parts because I have written my introduction for about 2 paragraphs and it will be easier for me to explain part by part. For the first part, ladies and gentlemen, of my intro, the hook sentence is, according to NASA, time travel is possible. As the role of a hook sentence is to give the readers an overview of what the essay will be about, I chose that sentence to let the readers know that time travel has been made possible, and this essay will either be about time traveling or an experience of time traveling. Moreover, ladies and gentlemen, with the contradictory background statement which says that time travel is not possible, time travel has not been done before successfully, I chose that contradictory statement to further strengthen the fact that time travel is already made reality in this essay, and I am the first person to carry out such an impossible feat. Moving on to the intro part 2. The second part of my introduction, where the hook sentence is, the dawn was born and I woke up early to ensure I was punctual for this historic day. And the background statement is, as I arrived at the university, I was greeted warmly by a group of researchers, the creators of the miracle. This, however, is to let the readers know that in this part of the introduction, I am explaining about my presence in this essay as the first person to time travel and witness the creation of the time machine. So this part explains me meeting the time machine for the first time, as well as the researchers who have created it. I have also explained the characteristics of the time machine which I am witnessing in the essay, and followed by how the journey was while traveling into the future, such as with the sentence, futuristic design, bright obscuring light, and sound of the time machine revving up, so that the readers can experience time traveling firsthand with me. So in this paragraph, I have also included my feelings, the feelings of nervous anxiety of being the first person to ever time travel into the future, ladies and gentlemen. Well, jumping into the main body paragraphs, which are the main points of my recount. The main point 1, part A, or main point 1A, where the topic sentence read out as, I stepped out of the time machine and a group of sophisticated looking people who had been expecting my arrival greeted me. And the supporting details to that topic sentence is, my arrival marked the first day of my trip into the future, and on that day the future researchers assigned me a place to live, and I was given a tour of the research facility where the time machine was created. Ladies and gentlemen, this indicates to the readers of my safe arrival into the future, and the first day of my journey in the future has begun. In this paragraph, readers are given the information on the early atmosphere in the future, where the readers are expected to be eager to know more of how the future looks like, or how does the future exist or not. So the high-end technologies or the advancement of the future is yet to be explained in detail, but instead given an introduction of what the future looks like. So in this paragraph, I have not gone in detail of the advancement that the future has to offer. It is just a overall or a small insight for the readers to be focusing on. However, ladies and gentlemen, in main point 1b, the essay goes into more specific details of future development, mainly focusing on the buildings that are powered by clean energy sources, which is the topic sentence of this paragraph. As I walked through the streets of the surrounding area, I saw towering buildings powered by clean energy sources that are yet to be discovered in my present. So that is the topic sentence, which indicates the advancement, the technological advancement of the future by showing the buildings, the advanced buildings. And the supporting details 1 and 2 helps the readers to connect the topic sentence on how I was able to determine that those buildings were powered by clean energy sources. This paragraph also incorporates the advancement of transport system that uses purified energy sources and my feelings of being able to witness the miracle. It is because it has always been our country's dream to advance the transport system to make flying cars and even purified energy sources. In this paragraph, since it is the future, the high-end future, I have stated the advancement of the transport system where it uses purified energy sources. And at the end of this paragraph, readers will imagine, or they get to feel my feelings and relate to the current world's pollution, which is a well-known issue in the present. So readers can compare the future, which uses the purified energy sources, and the past, which have failed to yet use purified energy sources, which results in pollutions and many other issues. Besides, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the main point 2, which is about robots and AI. So the topic sentence of this main point 2 is, the following day I was permitted to walk around the city with a guide who satisfied every inch of my curiosity. And the supporting details is, everywhere in the corner of my eye, I saw robots and AI system performing tasks that humans once did. The topic sentence marks the second day of my journey into the future. The supporting details were, everywhere in the corner of my eye, I saw robots and AI systems. Sentence talks about how robots and AI is now a reality and are used frequently to ease the task that once human did. This paragraph overall shows how technology plays a huge role in the future in transforming the constitutions of the future to provide people with unbelievable comfortness beyond imagination. People in the future are now accustomed to the use of advanced technology for the good of all. Thus, readers will be amazed, for their wildest imagination is pictured beautifully and detailed in this essay. This paragraph mainly focuses on the robots and AI that have taken over the works of human and making it look way easier than before. And ladies and gentlemen, main point 3a. The topic sentence is, on my third day in the future, I was once again outside in the city, but this time the researchers wanted me to operate or to observe how the future society operates, as they thought it would be a valuable insight into what to expect from the future if they were the ones who from the past. And the supporting details, based on my observation, the future was much more interconnected, with people communicating with each other instantly and virtual reality being a common form of entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, the third point emphasizes the change in society that took place in the future. Readers are told on how people in the future are much more accepting towards cultural diversity and are much more interconnected. So the connections between one human to another is further enhanced, and even though poverty and inequality is still present in the future, the people strive to improve themselves to become better while setting aside their cultural background and all the differences. And that is the main point 3a, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's take a look at the main point 3b, where readers can see how the technology have cultivated the medicinal sector and improving it 100-fold. This paragraph shows how technology is so advanced in the future that until uncurable diseases no longer exist. For example, ladies and gentlemen, it is stated in this paragraph that cures for cancer and longer lifespan are now reality. People are being cured of serious disease and they can live longer than before with their families. These are the greatest news humankind can hear, and so will the readers feel the same. Readers will keep receiving different emotions while reading this paragraph. So this paragraph is overall about the medicinal factor that incorporates the advancement of technology, and by using this advanced technology, they are able to find unbelievable medicine cures and even figure out many diseases that have yet to be solved, ladies and gentlemen. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the fourth main point, which is about education. So not only the medicinal sector, but the education system in the future also received drastic changes. With the topic sentence, the readers will expect to know more elements of this newly refurbished future education. The supporting details, however, ladies and gentlemen, shows how the education style has changed to a personal and adaptive learning, as well as AI and virtual reality that makes education easier. In this paragraph, readers can know that students in the future are far more superior in all aspects of life compared to the present, with given advanced teaching and advanced technology that makes their studies easier and much more understandable. This prepares the students of the future, and in this essay, I'm telling that students are prepared to be much more better than we are in the present. So readers can even take suggestions while going through this paragraph. So the fourth main point is solely about how the education sector of the future is now transformed into an education system that gives the opportunity for all the students to learn and become way more better than they were in their past. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the main point 4. Moving on to the fifth point, part A. So ladies and gentlemen, this fifth point or this paragraph relays to readers about a high-tech virtual reality park on the 5th day. So this happens on the 5th day. The topic sentence and the supporting details give adequate insights on the characteristics of the virtual reality park and what it is capable of. Sentences like sleek high-tech design and 360-degree sensory experience give readers the exaggeration of the advancement of the virtual reality park. This paragraph also shows my experience in the virtual reality park, where I bring the readers along with me through the virtual reality experience. So, as we all know how advanced a virtual reality can be, and so this paragraph emphasizes the high-tech technology and the capability of this virtual reality park in the future. So, ladies and gentlemen, since virtual reality is already explained in the first part, this second part further explains about the underwater world experience that the virtual reality park offered in the future. So I explained of my childhood dream, which is to explore an underwater world, And in the future, this virtual reality park was able to fulfill my dreams of exploring an underwater world with the animals that are in the ecosystem. So this virtual reality park not only covered the land, but in this paragraph, it covers the whole deep blue oceans and whatever secrets that lies beneath it. And this will definitely help the readers to imagine how the underwater world really looks like. And this paragraph fully focuses on the underwater experience that I went through in the future while bringing the readers together with me. So the readers can imagine of the world that they have never discovered before. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the main point 5. So that is the 5th day of my journey. Moving on to the 6th day of my journey, which is the main point 6, which is about food. So what is a trip to a faraway land if you don't try the food? So that is my topic sentence. So from this topic sentence, readers can know that this paragraph is going to be about the food from future. And the supporting details says that, so I reserved my 6th day to explore the culinary fields of the future. So this is the 6th day of me being in the future. And this paragraph also explains how the food comes in different varieties and the taste is unbelievably amazing. So in the future, the chefs use high-end technologies to make their food look more presentable, taste even better than the foods that we have in our present. So in this paragraph, it is stated or it is explained how people have found a successful way to use these high-end technologies that the future has and incorporate them into foods and making them even tastier than before, while still keeping it organic and safe. So that is what this paragraph emphasizes, ladies and gentlemen. And for the part 2 of this main point is where it is given the example of the high-tech tech that is used in preparation of the food. So for the topic sentence, one of the bizarre things I encountered when dining was using augmented reality. So this paragraph explains about how augmented reality is used to further enhance the dining experience in the future. Supporting details, I was given special glasses to visually learn about the dish before me, including where the ingredients came from and how they were prepared. So in this paragraph, readers know of the augmented reality that is used in the future, which is in the form of a special glasses that allows the people to know the background of the food, how it is prepared, where it came from, and all kinds of other informations related to the food. So this elevated dining experience is only possible when augmented reality is used successfully and properly. So this paragraph and I believe that is the end of the main point 6. So the main point 6a and 6b fully focuses on food and the technology behind it and the experience of the writer, which is me, eating those foods and witnessing those kind of miracle foods being created from high-end technologies. Now, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least is the conclusion of this essay outline or of my recount. So as conclusion, it should have the summary of all points and the clincher statements as I stated earlier. So in my conclusion, I have combined my journey back to my present, which is the 7th day, my journey back to my present and my feelings and what I have learned in the future. So for example, I have expressed in this paragraph my feelings of being sad that I have not explored enough of the future to be going back this early. But then it is my duty to be present there on my 7th day. So I have to go back to my future. So I conclude that I have I have not explored fully of the future and the potential that the future brings. And I am looking forward to come again to the future. And after explaining about my journey back to my present, I convey my feelings and the lessons that I have learned throughout my journey or my trip, 1 week trip in the future. So I have learned about education, society, augmented reality, food, and moral values, poverty, inequality, connections, and so on. So these are the values that I have learned and I have written in the recount during the 1 week trip or in the future. So in this conclusion, I have summarized the whole recount as a lesson that I have learned to make my present much more better so that everyone can enjoy a peaceful and a better life. And the conclusion, the clincher statement. So for the clincher statement, I have stated a quote from Master Wu Gui, which is a character from the movie Kung Fu Panda, where the master said, "Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift." That is why it is called the present. Thus, ladies and gentlemen, it is the present that molds the future. So this is how I concluded my recount by saying my journey, the lessons that I've learned throughout the future, and a quote so that the readers know these are the lessons that they have to remember and throughout this recount. So I believe that is all from me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for giving me your time to listen to my presentation, and see you.